would like to call to order the meeting of the Long Beach Community College District Board of Trustees for the meeting of July 28, 2015. This is for our closed session agenda. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
One second, please. Irma Archuleta.
Present.
Virginia Baxter.
Here.
Jeff Kellogg.
Here.
Doug Otto.
Here.
Sunny Zia is late.
We have items 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and these are, 1.4, 1.5, and these are pursuant to Government Code, Public Employee Evaluation, Superintendent President Annual Performance Evaluation, and then 1.5, Conference with Labor Negotiators pursuant to Government Code, Agency Designated Representative Anne Marie Gable, Unrepresented Employee Superintendent President. Those are the items for closed session. Madam Secretary, we do have public comment 1.3. We have one individual, Chris Purvett, on item 1.4, 1.5.
That's correct.
And no other speakers. Madam Secretary?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Will the clock run this time, or am I even? All right, thank you. Beginning with 1.4.
Hi, Chris Purvett, a resident of Long Beach. I just, with regard to 1.4, I recognize that you're discussing Superintendent Oakley's performance evaluation today, and my guess is you'll probably conclude it. My personal perspective on the performance of the superintendent is one of, gosh, I would expect a heck of a lot more than what you've gotten. And I would hope that you would expect the same. I really don't think that he has provided the level of leadership that you should expect. Specifically with relation to an item that I've brought to your attention before related to an unauthorized salary increase, which while y'all have met in closed session, decided nothing was wrong. Yeah, no, it was wrong. But hey, y'all can decide whatever you want to decide. But taking a 4% raise without authorization at least has a level of inability of the superintendent to at least manage the affairs of the agency. Second, and more importantly, back during the self-evaluation of the president superintendent back in his midterm evaluation, that somehow made it into the media. Made it to reporters, his actual individual self-evaluation. Now, I'm not sure if it's been established publicly how that happened. I suspect that it was Mr. Oakley who released his own self-evaluation, because I can't imagine members of the board releasing it. I also can't imagine a motive greater than that of the superintendent to use that self-evaluation as it was as a means to disparage one of the members of this board. That's certainly not the type of performance you should expect from a superintendent president. I really hope that you take these things into consideration and recognize that, based on that, I don't think he should get a performance increase. One, he's gotten increases far more than the line staff over the last 7 years, far more than any of your other bargaining groups, far exceeds him. Why is he so privileged to get so much when the people who really do the work have gotten so little? In addition, he just picked up an 8% bump in his base pension compensation because of the way in which y'all flipped stuff related to his pension calculation. So those things together, I think, you should consider that when you're doing your performance evaluation.
Thank you. 1.5.
Item got on the agenda. It's a conference with labor negotiator. There's never been any notice that there has been a negotiation with the superintendent president. Not quite sure how that came up. Heck, you just got done revising his contract and extending it. I'm trying to figure out what y'all are negotiating. You know, because I would presume that if you're having a conference with the negotiator, that you would actually have a negotiation. And there's nothing in the current contract that would drive a negotiation. There's nothing that says there's, Mr. Oakley's contract term is ending, so we need to negotiate a new contract. There is no compelling reason. There's no pending negotiation. Y'all have not provided any notice as required, like you would with the other bargaining groups, when you say, okay, your teachers want to negotiate with you and you want to negotiate with them, you put a public hearing and you say what it is you're going to negotiate. That's not here. So, I gotta wonder if maybe this is a means to simply have a secret discussion about Superintendent Oakley's salary and compensation as it relates to his performance evaluation. Because that is on your agenda, that is in the works, that is part of the contract, where you're supposed to determine how much of a performance increase to give your president superintendent. And based on the law, you're supposed to have that discussion in public. But it appears to me that in your infinite wisdom, or in his infinite wisdom, the president of this board has decided that we're going to have some negotiation in order to simply have our conversation in secret and keep doing the business the way in which y'all been doing business, out of the public eye. Well, you should be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Kellogg, because this being your last act as president on this board, to go to this level of hiding and preventing transparency, it's disgusting. You should know better. You've been in public service long enough. You shouldn't be ashamed to talk about the superintendent president's salary, about his performance. You should be willing to do it as the law says. But if you want to do it in secret, you may think you have a legal reason to do it. I hope you dot your I's and cross your T's, because I'm watching.
With that, we'll adjourn to closed session, and we'll report out approximately 1 hour, where we'll begin our regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Trustees. At this time, the meeting is recessed, adjourned, one of the two.